Hello, here's a look at the September 2025 housing market report for the DC region. As you can see here, homes days in the market are taking about twice as long to sell as they were last year. The active inventory is up 39% over last year. Drop in mortgage rates apparently had a very little effect on sales overall. The median sales price growth, as you can see, is starting to level off. The median sales price, you can see, is more or less the same, so there's very little difference, even with the mortgage rates dropping or anticipating drop. We do see that as we go forward, we'll see that new listings are up, and you can see that in numbers as well here, that new listings are up. And let's take a look at the graphs. Here's a look at the mortgage rates. You can see that they're easing somewhat. Regionally, home price has stalled. There was a lot of variation in prices across the markets, though, however, and homes are taking much longer to sell. So you can see closed sales is more or less tracking what they were last year. And we're entering, right into this sort of fall season here. Median sales price, you can see, is starting to level off. I wonder if it's even going to dip below last year's numbers. It'll be interesting to see next month how that happens. Median days on market has increased quite a bit. New pending sales and new listings. So you can see that we actually have a trend upwards so far. 2 months in new listings. I'm wondering if the rate lock effect is starting to ease as more and more people are becoming normalized with the rates around 6.5%. Active listings are up quite a bit. You can see they're right about where they were just before the pandemic, maybe even a little bit higher. Even that number is still a shortage nationwide compared to what it should have been. And of course, our population has grown over this time period too. So we're still in a situation of shortage, which makes it difficult for buyers. However, with the active listings up, affordability is also an important factor for buyers, and that's one reason why homes are taking longer to sell. If we look at local markets, we can see that everywhere except Prince George's County did very well in terms of prices up, closed sales up. So if you are a person considering selling in Prince George's County, that might be something to keep in mind. Also, if you're a buyer, remember this is also a nice figure for you because that means there's less competition. Median sales price, you can see across the board is in the 400s or higher. Prince George's County and Frederick County are the most relatively affordable. And median days on market, you can see that almost everywhere in the region we're at least 2 weeks or more. Some days are, some months or areas, are almost up to 3 weeks, and the city of DC is up to a month and a half days on market. So what that means for the seller is things are going to take longer. If you're a buyer, potentially it means you have a little more time to think about things. However, we are still seeing that a large number of properties sell in 2 weeks or less. So don't count on that situation giving you more time. New pending sales are down in Montgomery County, Prince George's County, Washington, D.C. They're up in the Virginia areas except for Fairfax County. New listings, as you can see, these are significant numbers upwards. And remember, like you see this 185% in Falls Church County. We're ignoring Falls Church because, look, the total number of sales is 14. You put 2 more listings up, and that has a huge effect on there. That is not a statistically important number to look at. So we ignore Falls Church. The key thing that I want to see and point out here is that showings are up. And that is something had been trending downwards for most of the year. So the fact that showings are up means that people are back out there looking again, and that maybe they're closer to making a decision to buy. We see that active listings, again, as I mentioned earlier, are way up across the board, and the region average is 39%. Months of supply. Months of supply means how long will it take to sell all the homes currently on the market if there are no new homes entering the market. So you can see there's quite a bit of supply out there. If we look at detached homes, closed sales, you can see, are more or less the same as what they were this time last year, and the median sale price again is more or less what it was this time last year. Statistically insignificant difference. However, median days on market, again, as I mentioned earlier, about twice as long, and pending sales more or less about the same. New listings 16% higher, active listings quite a bit higher, 48% higher. So what's happening is there are more listings coming on the market every month than listings are being sold. So look at that. Here we've got 2,290 came on the market, 2,014 sold. So that's a surplus of roughly 270, something like that, that's added to the active listings. So the active listings is climbing every month. If we look at attached row houses, townhomes, again, we can see the closed sales, relatively insignificant difference. Price more or less the same. However, days on market, again, are taking a longer time. Months of supply, so on. And the condo market, surprisingly, is not as bad off as I might have thought it would be. The condo market, again, we've got these numbers, closed sales here, median sold price, more or less the same, slightly higher. Days on market, again, a little higher, but not twice the number as the others. Pending sales, new listings, these again are over last year. So months of supply about 3.4. So what we're noticing, folks, is that, again, things are taking longer to sell. So if you're a potential seller, be prepared for that. If you're a potential seller, also be prepared for the fact that you might need to be a little more willing to make some concessions, do repairs, so forth like that. There is opportunity out there if you're a buyer, particularly in DC itself, with so many days on market and so much inventory. DC really is relatively a bargain. Otherwise, we are looking at Prince George's County and Frederick County. My name is Taylor Johnson. I'm with Keller Williams Capital Properties, and I'm here to be a resource for you. If there's any way I can help out or answer questions, or if you'd like a copy of the full report, please let me know. I'd be happy to send it to you. If you thought this was useful, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. That will help other folks like you find it. And otherwise, I wish you a great day, and thanks so much for your time. Bye now.